Episode 13 now of the Daily Dozen. Yes, we're still doing this, and we're plugging right away, getting to that back half of the alphabet. That's Jason Jewell. I'm Jared Cohen. We're spotlighting the players to watch leading up to the 2014 season. I'm going to start at running back, also at outside linebacker for Paradise Valley. That's Max Van Kempen. We've mentioned a lot of players on the offensive side of the ball for Paradise Valley. Daniel Bridge-Gadd, Jacob Brown, Zach Kompenstein. Like Zach Kompenstein, Max Van Kempen is going to be a two-way player. They're going to try him at outside linebacker this season because he has so much speed, but he's also going to be their premier running back, and he's going to be getting it done on the ground for the Trojans this season.
At Hamilton High School, they've been known for playing tough defense, and last year they were led by guys like Santana Sterling, A.J. Greathouse, but those guys are gone. Players like Tristan Vance are going to be asked to be stepped up. He's the son of former ASU player Willie Daniel. Vance is a very good linebacker, 6'2", 215 pounds, who I expect to have a breakout senior season.
There's been a common theme when we talk about St. Mary's players. It's been their quarterback, Gabe Lasada, and it's also been wide receivers. And Tino Vidales is another wide receiver that we're going to mention from the St. Mary's team. Coming off a year where he had 70 catches, 1,184 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Just one of the insane stats that we have talked about so many times for St. Mary's and their offense last season, and they have so many guys coming back. Vidales is one of those guys, and St. Mary's looks to continue to build that program back up to where it used to be this season.
I love nasty offensive linemen, and they don't get nastier than Keenan Walker at Chaparral, committed to the University of Arizona, 6'6", 285 pounds, and just a mean right tackle. He has NFL ability. He is a beast. There's nothing else to be said. He's a 4-star prospect, top 100 player in the nation by Scout.com, and he deserves it.
We've talked so many times when we mentioned Desert Mountain about the players that have left, like Kyle Allen and Mark Andrews, but how about the players returning? One in particular is running back Dion Warren. Had a breakout junior season last year, and he will be the premier athlete for the Wolves this season. They're also going to try him out a little bit on defense, but playing at the running back spot will be where he makes his name, and he looks to pick up some offers and get quite a bit of recruiting attention as a result.
People tend to overlook the importance of the kicking game, but Jeremy Hathcock has one of the best in the state in Landon Whitlow. He was 8 of 12 last year and hit from 50 yards. Also a very dangerous weapon on those kickoffs, preventing returns and pinning offenses back, making them drive 80 yards is tough to do.
An absolute ball hawk on the Basha Bears defense is Austin Williams. He had a very busy summer, picked up some offers. South Dakota State and Montana came knocking, and he is going to be a player that the Basha Bears will find extremely valuable this season because he can do so many things. He plays at corner, he can play at safety, he can blitz the quarterback. He is so athletic that they just want him around the ball and making plays, and that's exactly what he's going to do in 2014.
Down in Sierra Vista at Buena High School, they've had a pocket of athletes. They've had several Division I players, yet no one seems to talk about Buena High School. But they have one of the top receivers in the state coming back in Deontay Williams, a kid I absolutely love. He had 58 receptions, 1,100 yards, and 5 touchdowns last year. He's a big target at 6'3" and 190 pounds. He has an offer from Arizona Christian, but I expect more to come in for him.
If you don't know Corey Wilson, the defensive back out at Liberty, it's time to learn that name. He is an extremely, extremely athletic and talented player for the Liberty Lions. I remember watching him after his freshman season. He was skinny, he was lengthy, but he had the skills, the footwork, and the athleticism. Now he's got the body to show for it as well. He picked up an offer from Navy over the summer. He also spent the summer working out with Mark Andrews before he went off to Oklahoma. This is a guy that's not afraid to go up against anyone in the state of Arizona and is one of the top defensive players to boot.
A trait that I most value when I'm looking at football players is, do they have a motor? And J.W. Windsor, the defensive tackle at Chandler High School, he has that. He has a motor. He gets after it. A little bit short. He's about 6 foot, but he's 280 pounds and strong. Benches over 400 pounds. Had a great season last year at Basha, has transferred over to Chandler, and the Wolves are very excited about their season because they are so good in the trenches, and Windsor's one of those leaders up front.
Going back to Liberty High School, we're going to talk about their quarterback, kicker, and all-around just great player, Tyler Wyatt. Now, he's not one of the best athletes in football in the state. He's one of the best overall athletes for any sport in this state because what he does for Liberty, he is their quarterback, which is also always a tough position and a very scrutinized position at that. He is their kicker. He can kick it from 50+, and he's also a premier baseball player off the field with a cannon for an arm. This quarterback, Tyler Wyatt, looks to take Liberty to places that they have never been before this season.
Also, staying in Peoria, I go to Centennial High School, running back, linebacker, Dedrick Young, one of the best players in Centennial's history. Rushed for 1,700 yards last year, also a great linebacker. All section on both sides of the ball. Centennial's breaking in a new quarterback and a lot of new offensive linemen, so I expect Young to be that workhorse. A 3-star prospect by Scout.com, has multiple offers from all over the country. Recently narrowed it down to his top 6, and I expect him to stay in the Pac-12 later on when he does announce his commitment.
That's it for episode 13 of the Daily Dozen. We have one more left of players to spotlight, so continue to stick with us as we get you ready for the 2014 season.